Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Accountable Podcast. I am thrilled that you are here, whether this is your first time or if you're coming back for more. I am so excited, and I am always so excited that you're here and thankful that you spend time with me. But this episode is such a special one. I have been holding on to this episode all year long, and I finally get to record it, and I am just on pins and needles over here. So excited because we are on the cusp, my friend, of the most productive time of the year. Oh, you have to know that I love this. Being an accountability coach, helping people pursue their goals in the way that matters to them. Not about being busy, but being productive. We are on the cusp of the most productive time of the year. And I just can't be more excited about it. And it's also, I do love all things pumpkin. So fall is coming, and here we are, right? Whether you're a pumpkin spice lover or not, it's okay. All are welcome here, but it is the most productive time. So we're talking pumpkins and we're talking productivity today, and I am so pumped that you're here. So I do want to share with you why this is the case, because it's not just like, oh, Amanda thinks this, right? This is not it. It is actually backed by research. So you don't have to get into the nitty gritty because I did it for you. And I'm going to tell you all about the things so you can go into this knowing that this is just actually proven data that it is going to be productive for you. So there is a fascinating study from a company called Redbooth that analyzed over 1.8 million projects that included 28 million tasks. That is a lot of tasks, my friend. That is a lot of data. And they looked at all of that, and the most productive months of the year were September, October, and November. Now, I'm not saying you need that many tasks. Please don't put that many tasks on your list, obviously. The information here is that a lot of data was analyzed and throughout a whole bunch of different companies, a whole bunch of different types of people, and overwhelmingly, fall, September, October, and November were the most productive of the year. And I could have told you this simply based on how I work with clients, because every single year, the last few weeks in August, I start getting more emails or messages, and they say, Amanda, I've been thinking about this thing that I said I was going to do, and I would like to actually work with you and actually get it done. Other words are said in that, but that's the gist of it. It is, I thought I was going to get this thing done this year, and I haven't done anything towards it, and I'm ready to do it. And so that's what happens. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Now, you're going to hear me talk in January and February and some in December too about dreaming big. And we need that time of the year. So winter time, that hibernation mode, is when we're dreaming. It is when we're thinking about the big things that we want to accomplish. We're slowing down the day to day, especially during the holidays, and we're saying, okay, I want to dream about the thing that I want to get done next year. Or this year if we're in January and February. Like the winter time is slower paced, not as productive, but great for dreaming. I'm not saying you can't get things done. You absolutely can. But it's a real big, more introspective time than it is in the fall. And so if you think about that, so in the winter, we're hibernating, we're thinking about dreaming, we're doing some work, but we're not doing like the most productive work. Then in spring, we're like, spring cleaning. Yes, that March through May timeframe, we're like, yeah, I want to get outside. I want to do things. The weather's getting a little bit better, and we kick things into gear for a bit. We see a boost. We absolutely see a boost March through May. We can see some things happen. And then summer hits, June through early August. I think we can all agree that this is a pretty low productivity time because we really want to enjoy the better weather depending on where you live in the world. And our schedules are crazy, whether you have kids in school or not. Schedules are crazy. And so summer, we see that slow down. And then all of a sudden, late August comes, boom, it's time. This is my most productive time. This is the most exciting time for me because people are excited to take action, which is where I love to live and breathe. I also want you to relax and enjoy that time frame of winter time as well, and spring and summer as well. But productivity and kicking up things into gear is my favorite. It is my favorite because I get to do this with people all year round. Because when anyone comes to me, it's their September. It doesn't matter what month it is. They're like, it is my time. It is go time. And so that's the thing I want you to think about is like, is this go time for you? And it goes past that first study that I just mentioned. It's not just the one study that looked at, how many tasks were completed. We can actually look and think about this from a psychology lens as well. And researchers actually call it the fresh start effect. And this is coming from this thing, it's called a temporal landmark. So this is a date that signals like a new chapter. So a birthday, New Year's, these are the big ones. But back to school is another one. And so we have this temporal landmark of back to school. You're seeing the messages everywhere. You see buses, you see kids around. You have every store has back to school sales of the notebooks and all the things. And you see it. It's ingrained in you. And you experience this as a kid. So when you were growing up, chances are you felt that back to school time. Now, I do recognize there are year-long schools that have a different schedule for sure, but you still know what I'm talking about. You know that back to school time where it's like, okay, maybe you're going shopping for school supplies, maybe school clothes, whatever your experience was, it's really that back to school time. And you're thinking, it's like ingrained in your brain because when we're kids, we're really absorbing a lot and we're creating these neural pathways. And so back to school is like in our DNA. It is like in us for sure. And so we experience this with this fresh start effect through this idea of like, we're experiencing the environmental cues of back to school and we're feeling it. We're feeling like, oh, it's time. We're getting back into a normal routine. If you do have kids or had a summer routine that was different than normal, you're getting back into that routine of like, oh, things are feeling a little more settled. And the Wall Street Journal actually even called September the real new year. And so we really want to think about how the time of year is really pointing, everything is pointing towards it's time. And if you're still listening, however many minutes we are in, and you're like, I'm with it, Amanda, I am here for this conversation, then it's go time for you. You're feeling that energy, or you're about to feel that energy. We're entering into that phase of late August, jumping into September. Now, when you're listening to this, you've got a few weeks in August, if you're listening live, and you've got a few weeks. Maybe you're catching this in September sometime, but you're in it, and it's like, okay, it's time. It's time to click into focus mode, into productivity mode, into this feeling of, yep, I'm going to make some progress. And I'm excited for that because this doesn't mean burn yourself out. Let me be very, very, very clear on that. It means it's just, you've got this feeling of, I'm ready. I'm ready to take some action. And last week on the podcast, we talked about the cost of inaction. Those silent costs, your ding to your confidence, it's saying, you don't actually follow through, Amanda. That's not what you do. You didn't do it last week, so why are you going to do it this week? Those are real thoughts, real feelings that come into play, and that's the silent cost. That ding to your confidence, the feeling that you're not going to follow through. All of these things that are costing you because you're not taking action, you're now thinking, okay, now is time. I'm actually going to do something. This doesn't mean you're going to burn yourself out. This absolutely does not mean you're going to run yourself ragged and do everything come hell or high water to achieve the goal. It just means you're feeling the light of the fire and saying, you know what? I am going to make progress. Maybe I don't hit the goal that I set for this year because I've sat on it for 7 months and I haven't done anything. But I can still make progress in these super productive months of the year. I'm going to use this environment to spark my motivation, to spark my productivity, and to really get it going. That's what I'm here for. That is what I am here for each and every day. And like I said, I get to work with people all year long and that it's their September. So every time someone comes to me, I feel that it is their September. But now the environment is cueing us along. And so if it feels like go time for you, if everything that I have shared up until right now, you're like, yeah, I'm feeling it, Amanda, then I have got your accountable action for today, because it's just some reflection. I'm not even asking you to do anything concrete right now. I just want you to think. I want you to think about your future self on December 31st of this year. I want you to think of future you and think, what is she proud of? What is he proud of? What am I proud of that I accomplished? What do I want to sit there and be so proud that I can say, I made progress on this thing. I took steps towards this thing. Or I finished this thing. I took it across the finish line. I did that thing. What do you want to do? What do you want to celebrate? What do you want to know that you learned? What is future you beaming with pride that you did? That could mean I rested. I slowed down. I focused on what was important. Whatever it is. It could be that you took a vacation without your laptop. It could be that you took a vacation, period. It could be that you started the podcast, that you hired a team member, that you cleaned out that freaking closet that you have been saying you were going to do for the whole year and you just wanted to get it done. What is future you so proud that you did, that you learned, that you accomplished? I want you to think about that. And I just want you to hold on to it, because we are embarking on that time of the year that you can actually make significant progress, because everything is in your favor in this environment. It is the fall season. It is back to school. You've got the energy. Everything is in alignment for you to make progress towards whatever the thing is. It does not matter. But you just have to be clear on what it is for you, because that's the only thing that you have to determine right now. What is important to you? What is the most important thing? What is future you so happy that you did? And that will give you the cues that you can hold on to. And then next week, I'm very excited to say that I am going to release the research that I have been working so hard on for the past several months, because I knew I wanted to release some information when I realized that this research was out there saying this is the most productive time of the year. Fantastic. Then I said, well, how do people follow through based on their personality type? And wouldn't you know that I couldn't find the answer. I could find bits and pieces of the answer, but I knew something was off because I work with clients all the time and it wasn't clicking. And so I thought, why don't I just do my own research? And so I did. And the results are coming next week on the podcast. And then I have a series the following week. So the first week of September, that kickstart to the most productive time of the year, there's going to be a series where there will be a 3-part series released all in one week. I'm super excited to release this. It is with a series of guests that talk about different ways to hold yourself accountable, how to look for external support, and you're going to hear stories from other people who did it very different ways and achieved very different results, but all were very successful. So I'm really excited to showcase that. But for today, for this week, what I want you to think about is future you. Think about future you on December 31st of this year and say, what am I proud of? What will I be so proud of if I can say that I did, that I learned, that I accomplished? Whatever verbiage you want to use there, I want you to have that in your back pocket. I want you to know it and feel it, so that when you come in to listening to next week's episode about the research and how you can do it and how you can follow through in these most productive months of the year, which I'm super pumped for, you'll know exactly what you're going after. You'll know exactly what you want, so that future you can become the present you on December 31st, and you can say, I'm proud. I am proud of the things that I did and for the support that I got myself in whatever way, shape, or form you need, which you're going to learn about that next week. So make sure to take this accountable action and let me know. Let me know what you think about this idea of, and this reality, that fall is the most productive time of the year. And productive does not mean burning yourself out. I want to say that one more time. Productive does not mean burning yourself out, my friend. It simply means being productive, not busy, and working on the things that are going to move you towards whatever it is that future you wants. So enjoy this reflection time. I'd love to hear from you if you want to share. Have a great rest of your week and keep being accountable.